Hello everybody, thank you for joining me again today. I'm Lee from thecraftyspark.co.uk and today's video is a bit of a special one because it's actually for a guest blog that I'm doing on my friend Sasha van der Kerkhoff's blog. Now, you've probably heard me talk about Sasha this week. Sasha is actually the brains and the talent behind stampinsasha.blogspot.nl. And we had a bit of a chat a little while ago and decided it'd be really fun for us to do a week and a bit's worth of blog posts and videos linking our blogs together, because I think Sasha has a fabulous talent, and I really urge you, if you've not gone over and had a look at her blog yet, go and have a look, because it is fabulous what she produces. But because she has such a wonderful talent, I asked her if she would be a guest on my blog, and she in return asked me to guest on her blog. So that's what today's video is. It's all going to be on Sasha's blog, and a little bit scary for me, but obviously Sasha being Dutch, I do know that in the Netherlands they work on the metric system rather than the imperial system, which is what we do in the UK. But I must admit, I'm a bit of a sucker for the imperial system, even though I was actually brought up on the metric stuff. But anyway, that's by the by. But what I'm trying to say is today's video is going to be in inches and centimetres, which isn't something I've done before. So I hope it's going to work out all right. Now, the card I'm going to be showing for you today uses the Party Wishes stamp set. Oops, sorry, I'm trying not to get the lights in it. The Party Wishes stamp set and crash bang wallop the layered letters alphabet. I'm using both of them, and let me show you what we're actually going to make. It's going to be a bit tricky to show you in the camera actually, because it's quite a big card. Hang on, let me stand up. It's in this lovely little box envelope, which I'm also going to show you how to make. But you open it up, and this, whoops, upside down. This is what you have. Now, this particular card is for my son's friend's birthday, and he's going to be 10, so I've actually put 10 candles on the cake, and can you see how it's lovely and glossy? That was done with the crystal effects. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And can you see those candles twinkling? I hope you can. Just about, yeah. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that too. Aren't you lucky? But this is the wow bit in the card. Oh, actually, let me show you the back first. So another cake on the back. This is for him to write on. So we've got happy birthday with some balloons, and then a blank panel so that he can write his message. But this is what it does. Watch. Opens up. It's not going to actually fit in the camera. It's too big, isn't it? There we go. But look, that's, whoops, is the card. Now I'm going to put some pictures up for you so you'll be able to see it a bit easier. But what you've basically got is a lovely shiny cake, and then it says birthday. Another lovely shiny cake. Now you could actually do this card, or this style of card, for anything. I've done it saying birthday. You could do one in the Love Blossom suite and say wedding. You could do it in the Botanical Gardens suite and have, what could it say, happy, something like that. Father's Day, dad, daddy, somebody's name, whatever you like, and it depends on what stamp, what blah 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 depending on what paper you're using, would really depend, I suppose, what words, what letters you use. I mean, this is quite a fun, funky set, so hence I've used the layered letters. But if you were going to go for something more like a wedding, for example, you could even use the larger than life one, and you could say, it could spell out wedding, something like that, love even. It really depends on what you want to say as to how big you need to make it. So I'm going to show you how to do this one. Now, because it is quite long, I have done a fair bit of preparation on it. Once all your cutting is done, it doesn't actually take very long at all to put together. It's the cutting that really takes the time more than anything else, because there's quite a few layers involved. But let me show you how I've done it. So let me move that one out of the way so that doesn't get messed up. Let's put it back in its little box. Now, before I do that, actually, I'm going to just quickly talk you through the paper, which might sound a bit stupid because you're probably thinking, oh, for goodness sake, we know about paper. But what I want to show you, this is the paper. It's my party. It's the biggest paper stack we do. It's even bigger than the colour collection papers. So with the colour collection, you get 40 sheets of paper in whatever collection it is. So say, for example, the Subtles collection, you'll get 40 sheets, which will include the So Saffron and Pink Pirouette and Blushing Bride, Mysteria Wonder and all that. This one has actually got 48 sheets in it. So 48 gloriously coloured sheets. And not only is it 48 gloriously coloured sheets, but out of that 48 gloriously coloured sheets, you've actually got 12 different designs, I believe I'm right in saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm sure it's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so you've got 12 different designs. However, if you actually like all 12 designs, fantastic. If you don't fret. As long as you like at least half of them, you're on for a winner. Because you can only really use one side of a piece of paper at a time, can't you, in the majority of times. But for this card, we are going to be using two sides, because some of it, for example, a box has got two sides, because you see the back and front. The card, you're also seeing the back and the front. So what I did was I looked at this paper and I thought, right, well, out of that lot, I like some, I don't like some. This one, for example, see, it's got stripes on one side, black on the other side. Don't particularly like the black personally, but I do like the stripes, so that's a winner. This one, not bad, but I still wasn't too keen on it. And when I was actually looking at putting different things together and sort of creating cards and boxes and whatnots with all this lot, this particular one I always struggled with, and I thought, oh, that's a bit of a nuisance really, because I don't know what to do with it. But then it hit me that that is perfect for envelopes, isn't it? How good's that? You've got matching envelope paper as well. So yeah, I was well impressed with that. And then as we went on, this one, I really like this one, but I just couldn't figure out what to do. I think I've got a bit of a brain block where it comes to black for some reason. I don't know why, but never mind. But I did think, although I wasn't too keen on either side of that, I thought, hang on a minute, you put it on the right card. Looks fab, doesn't it? So this particular one is what I used, and it's given me a really nice frame, which is perfect. So bear that in mind, people, when you're looking through your pads, through the papers, don't think, oh, I don't really like those, I only like a couple of those, because most of the time you're only going to use one side, and if you do use two sides, there's always something you can do with it. All right, now let's move on to this card. First of all, this is my card base. So if we're looking on here, this is going to be this side. All right. Different colouring, different pattern rather, but same kind of thing. So what I've done is I have cut 4 sheets that measure, here we go, 10.5 inches by 5 inches, which is actually, I've got it written down, that's why I'm pausing, I'm trying to read it, 27.1 centimetres by 12.7 centimetres. Get me working in inches and centimetres. Right, so anyway, I've done 4 of those. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and one that measures 7 inches by 5 inches, or 18.2 centimetres by 12.7 centimetres. All right, now this is actually going to be your card base, so dependent what your word is going to say depends on how many of these you need, so bear that in mind. All right, for the card that I'm doing, I've actually got 10 panels because the word birthday is 8 letters, and then I wanted a blank one on each end, so I've got 10 panels. All right, hence these cards. Now grab your Simply scoreboard. Now I'm afraid for this one I'm going to have to go in inches because I haven't actually got the metric plate. Yeah, I know it's bad, I will get it, I promise, I just haven't got round to it yet. Now what you want to do, if you start with your way around, yeah, that'll do it, we do it that way around. No, I won't do it that way around, or should I do it the other way around? Oh, it doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? Let's go that way round. Yay! What we're going to do, we'll start with this one, which is 7 by 5 or 18.2 by 12.7, and you just want to score it at 3.5. All right, then take your other pieces and score each one at 3.5 and 7. So you want to be doing that on all of them. 3.5, 7. Sorry about the light that keeps flicking in and out there. 3.5, 7, and then the last one, 3.5, 7. All right. Get rid of your scoreboard. You don't need that anymore. Oh my goodness! Smashing the place up as usual. Now fold, but just gently along the score lines. All right. Don't go too nuts with it. Not yet, anyway. We're not at the let's go nuts stage just yet. So just fold it on those score lines so you've got them all folded nicely. Now the reason you're doing it like this is because although it's a concertina shape that you're going to be doing, you need to bend the paper and give it a chance to stretch itself. All right, because you've got to remember paper's made of fibre, isn't it? And when you bend or stretch fibres, they do stay there, they just take a little while, and sometimes they take a little bit of coaxing as well, because what you don't want to do is end up cracking your paper. All right, because that will ruin your card. Well, I say it'll ruin your card, it won't ruin your card entirely. I mean, if you look at this one, this side is absolutely fine, but the black has cracked on a couple of places, but you can't really see it. And to be honest with you, what I'm going to do is just get one of the black Stampin' Up markers and just colour that in. Because it's black and because of the way the pattern is, you won't even see it once I've done it. But that's what I'm going to do there anyway. But to avoid that, this is what you do. Oh, and the other thing you don't do is you don't craft in the dark, like I tend to do. Half asleep, because that's when you end up cracking your paper because you're not looking at what you're doing properly. Remember that. Right. Let's start then, shall we? Okay. Which bit you start with, don't really matter, I suppose. But I'm just going to bend this back the other way now. Like that, so that we're working on it. Right, there we go. Now, I'm going to use Tombow for this. You could use snail if you wanted to, or even fast fuse if you're a fast fuse fan. I'm not very good with fast fuse, which is why I use Tombow. But apart from anything else, I think when you're doing this, you need to have a bit of manipulation room, because what you're going to do is you're going to stick these together, oops, one panel on top of the other, like that. All right, and you need to line it up so that it will fold. So what I would suggest you do is pop it on there, and then, whoops, before that glue sets, just fold it round, give it a tap, make sure you've got nice and straight, and you will see, whoops, that if you are quick with it, it will actually put itself in the right place for you, because it's glue. You might need to do a little bit of extra folding, you may even need to do a bit of extra trimming, or like me, you might even need to possibly unstick it and put it back in again, which I did a few times when I was making my other one. Because to begin with, your folds aren't absolutely set, so you can sort of spend a little bit of time just fiddling around with it, straightening it up, popping it in place. But once you've done your first one, you'll find that the rest of them will actually line up for you quite easily. There we go. Oops. Spend a bit of time on it. That's what I would suggest. Because if you spend a little bit of time now, it makes things much easier for the next stage. Right, so that's what we're doing, okay? Sticking them together like that. So let's do the next one. Now, this one is actually, as I said before, quite a big one because I chose to say birthday. I probably should have chosen a smaller one, a smaller word really, shouldn't I? Because then I would have done it a bit quicker, but never mind. I think it's nice sometimes, isn't it, just to sit and craft and chat, because as you know, I do like to chat when I'm crafting. Yep, that's that one. Next one. Probably a little bit too much glue there, but never mind. Gives me a nice bit of wiggle room, doesn't it? Pop that. Oh, that's very wonky. Go in there properly. That's better. Now, when I first saw these kind of cards being made, I must admit, I did think, oh my goodness, you can't do a card out of paper. Don't be so silly. But you know what? It works really well. Oh, and something I did forget to say is make sure you're keeping an eye on the direction of your pattern so that your patterns are going the right way, which is something I've just realised I didn't do. But hopefully, because I had it all in the... Oh, thank goodness for that. I was going to say, because I had it all in a pile, I'm hoping it's just going to have sorted itself out, because it was all around the right way. And luckily for me, yes, it has. Come on, glue. How'd you come? There we go. Right, let's pop that last one on. Wiggle it about a bit. Make sure I'm nice and straight. So if you tap it on your table or your work surface, it helps to keep your edges nice and flat. Otherwise your card's not going to stand up properly, is it? It's going to be falling over a bit. There. Right, so we have now stuck the concertina together. Oh, looks like I stuck a bit of an edge together there as well that I didn't mean to, but never mind. Oh dear, I've got glue everywhere from somewhere. Where's it come from? Oh, it's coming out of that gap there, look. I got it in a mess. Hang on, let me just wipe my hands because now I've got glue everywhere. Dearie me. I make more mess than the children do sometimes when I'm crafting. Never mind. There we go. Right. Oh, I've got it on there as well. Oh, where's my let's just get that off. This is great. This is an adhesive remover rubber, and it's brilliant. I love it. In fact, you know what I might do? Every month, at the end of the month, I go through all my orders for the month and I make cards and little gifts for all my customers. And if they've used that month's hostess code, they also get put into the pot along with everybody else that's used the code. And then I pro-rata those rewards down and order gifts for all my friends, my customers. Yeah, I suppose they are like friends. A lot of them are like friends to me. So some of my customers, if they've placed a big order, they get stamp sets. If it's not such a big order, they might get some ribbon, all sorts of things. But I think what I might do is order you all some of those rubbers, the adhesive removers, because they're really good. In fact, do you know what? I've just realised there's a bit of glue on the back of that. So I can get my rubber and I can just rub it off. Hey, look, it's gone. Yep, finished. Superb. Right, stop waffling on. Okay, set that to one side because we're done with that for a second. So just leave that to one side. Now, the next bit we're going to do is the panels that go on the inside. All right. Now, I have already got quite a few of them ready for you because otherwise we'd be here all day. But I'm going to show you how to do them. You are going to need a piece of Whisper White. Now, this is the standard Whisper White, not the thick Whisper White. And this measures 3 1/8 by 4 5/8 or 8 centimeters by 11.7. All right. On top of that, another piece of the paper. Now, I'm using this one because I like this one. I think it's really good. Plus, it matches the black that I've done on the back as well. So, it all coordinates in together. Now, this one is 2 7/8 by 4 3/8 or 7.3 by 11.1. Okay, so I'm just going to stick, whoops, sorry about my bracelet clunking there. Just going to stick this on. Oh dear. Come on, I've got a bit of glue on the back there, so I'm just going to pop that on that side. There we go. Because it's glue, it lets you line it up nicely before you stick it down. Excellent. And the other one. Probably put a bit too much glue on that one. Ugh. Never mind. I can use my rubber if I need to. Yes, I do need to. Look, a bit squidged out the side there. Ugh. Ugh. Where's it gone? There it is. And just like that, it's gone. Ta-da! Right. Okay, banners is our next bit because we're doing. Oops, I'll show you that side. There you go. Look, that's what we're doing at the moment. Okay. So to do your banners, you will need your triple banner punch and coordinating coloured cardstock. So I've gone for mint macaron, crushed curry, and I've also got melon mambo that I've already stuck on. So you're going to need, for these ones, 4 inches by 2 inches, or what's that say? 5.1 by 10.2. I can read it then. Just pop it in. Whoops. Line it up with that big gap at the end. There we go. Punch down. Same on your other one. Pop it in, line up, punch down. There we go. Now these two, these are going on top, and these measure, well, these measure 3 3/4 by 1 3/4 or 9.5 by 4.5. But they do not actually line up. There isn't a groove for that to sit in. So if you put it in, turn your punch over. Hang on, let's do it around that way so you can see better. Just stood up as well so you can see it. turn it over, and then can you see how you can wiggle it around at the end? Just line it up so that it's in the middle. That's not the middle. Is that the middle? Hang on, I can't see the middle. Where's the middle gone? There it is. There we go. That's better. Right, so line it up so it's in the middle, and then you can just hold it on the other side with your fingers. Whoops. Hold it on the other side with your fingers. So it's lined up underneath, and then punch it out. And then you have actually got even more sizes from this punch than you thought you had, because you can go in between and just line up on the back. Punch it out. Easy peasy. Right, pop them over there. Don't want those bits. Now, with your banners, sorry, just knocking my trimmer over again. With your banners, I should really put this in the pot, shouldn't I? Come on. We're going to glue these on, but the way I'm gluing these, I'm just going to, rather than sort of go to the edge of the black, I'm going to take it right up to the white, because when that's then in the card, I think it looks really good. Of course, you could do it however you wanted to. If you didn't want it to go right up there, don't do it right up there. Whatever you like. Let's put the mint macaron one on. So just pop it in the middle there. Line it up. If you wanted to measure it, obviously measure it, but as you probably know, I'm a bit of a lazy moo and can't be bothered. If I'm honest. Might as well be honest about it, mightn't I? Right, let's put the lid on the glue and stick that in my... I keep it in a little glass, you see, upside down when I'm using it, so that it's there when I need it. Right, now to do the letters, we are using the layered letter alphabet. And what I'm going to do is I am going to, first of all, with my Hello Honey, because that's one of the coordinating colours. Oh, hang on, there's a bit of fluff on my stamp. Where's my stamping mat? There it is. When you're using photopolymer, it's always useful to use your stamping mat, because it stamps a much clearer image. Do you know why? Shall I tell you why? It's because if you've got a rubber stamp, like this one for example, you've actually got a bit of sponge set behind it, so you get a good impression on it. But the photopolymer doesn't have a sponge attached to it, simply because you can't attach a sponge to it, I guess. So use one of the stamping mats, which is a nice thick, solidy, firm foam, and that way you will always get a nice clear image. Right, so I'm just going to pop that roughly in the middle for that one. Where'd I put this scrub pad? There it is. Oops. I just need to clean this stamp off. Which side is it? That side. And then the Melon Mambo one as well. Ooh, I've got ink on the edge. Hang on. Just wipe that off so I don't get it on my bit of paper. Pop that one on. Now you may have noticed my stamp is very pink. Don't worry about it. It is fine. The photopolymer, because of the way it's made to absorb some of the ink to give you that really, really good image. And you will find that when you're using the dark pigmented colours, especially the reds, purples, oranges, it does it on some of them as well, you will stain your stamp. It's absolutely fine. The colour does not transfer onto the next stamp image. It doesn't damage the stamp in any way. It's just the way it works. So if your stamps start going a funny colour, please don't worry. They're fine, honestly. Same as these ones, look. Now, those are even more stained because I use the archival basic black ink, which I love this ink. If you haven't got it, you really, really should get it. It's fantastic stuff. Best quality ink you can get, without a shadow of a doubt. But, obviously, because it's permanent, it does stain. Now, when we first started using photopolymer, the instructions from our head office was, do not clean your photopolymer stamps with the StazOn cleaner, which is this one, because this is the one that's designed to clean the permanent inks of your stamps. But we were told, whatever you do, don't use it on the photopolymers because it could damage the photopolymers. However, I'm really pleased to say that they have recently issued a video which had one of the actual Stampin' Up trainers. I can't think what her name is now. Oh, isn't that terrible? She's a lovely lady, really, really nice. But anyway, she said in the video that you can use this StazOn cleaner now on your photopolymer stamps. Isn't that great? However, be very careful because, as she said, this is an oil-based cleaner. So when you use it on your stamps, be it photopolymer or rubber, make sure you wash them properly afterwards. Okay, just bear that in mind. Now, I'm giving you a little lesson there in stamp cleaning and stamp maintenance. I'm going to do one up one way, one up the other way. All right, so I'm going to do the Y on that one, up that way. And then, so I'm trying to find a place to put that so I don't end up getting it everywhere. The A, I'm actually going to do on an upside down banner. And that can go on there, like that, okay? Right, now then, put them there for a minute. I'm going to bring in my cards because I've already started doing them. So I've got a blank one first, and then we've got B, I, R, T, H, D. So the D's up that way, so the A is going to go that way. Just had to double check that there. Did you see? Just snug that one in. Oh, that's not the one that I was using, is it? Oh, I've got too many glues on the go here. There we are. That's better. Spread that bit out a bit more. Now, the beauty with this paper is because it's a non-directional pattern, this one here, you can turn this upside down without worrying about whether you've got your paper cut around the right way or not. Same as this spotty one as well, that's non-directional. Isn't that great? See, Stampin' Up help us so much by making things so easy for us. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, dearie me. Right, let's put this one on. I'm getting all excited about my Stampin' Up stuff there. Oh, sad case, aren't I? What did you do today? Oh, I sat and stroked all my Stampin' Up stuff. Oh, you got to enjoy yourself, haven't you, when you're doing it? That's what it's all about. Oh, I've got a big glue on my finger. Never mind. Right, so we've got D, A, Y, and another blank. Now, I'm going to stick these on the card, but obviously because it's going to take a little while to stick them all on, I am actually going to fast forward this bit of the video, all right? But it's quite simple. All you need to do is just open it up, lay them in the right places, stick them on, all right? Very, very simple. Okay, so let me just stick these on and then I will come straight back to you. There we go. All right, so all stuck on now, so we can open it up. That's our front page. Then we have B-I-R-T-H-D-A-Y, and the back page. So all nicely put together in that nice concertina. Yay, isn't that good? Right, now I'm going to show you how I made the cakes, because we've got birthday cakes. First thing we needed to do, oh actually I've just realised I've put a banner on that one, I put a square on that one. Oh well, never mind. Let's put a square over the top of the banner. So, I'm not sure what size that square is actually. Let me just check. 3 by 2. Right, let me just cut that. Oops. Is that 6 inches? Oh, that's handy, look. It's the right size. You probably can't even see that. I've probably gone off camera while I'm cutting that. Never mind. Never mind. So, we now have 2 pieces that measure 3 inches by 2 inches, which is... dun dun dun! 7.5 centimetres by 5 centimetres. Right, let's stick these on. Oops. Now, it's going to look slightly different, the back and front of this one, because I've put the banners on instead of the squares. But it's still going to look really good. So we can pop that on there, like that. Okay. So there's our banners. So that's going to be for the cake. All right. So 2 inches. So same as the other one was. Oops, it's just, oh, that one doesn't want to slide up. Let's slide that one down a bit. There we go. All right. Now for the cake, what I've done. Let me show you how I did this. All right. So this is what we're looking at. I've got 2 cake shapes. Now the way I got those shapes was I just took a piece of Hello Honey, because that's one of the coordinating colours, remember, and the cake from the stamp set. Very, very simple to do this. All you do, stamp the image on the back, or stamp the image, or that on there. Doesn't even matter whether you haven't stamped it very well. I've just stuck my finger in a big dollop of glue. Oh dear. Making a right mess today, aren't I? For a change. But all you need to do is stamp 2 of those and then just cut it out, because you're using the other side of it. You see? But where you stamp that image, it's giving you a template to cut it out. Nice and simple. And then what I did was I got my crystal effects. Now, if you haven't used crystal effects before, you must. It's fabulous stuff. I love it. I use it for all sorts of things. But what it does is it gives this lovely glossy finish. Can you see? So, I've actually got a pin that I keep attached on mine to keep the end clear. Otherwise it gets a bit clogged up. I'm hoping I've got enough left in this, because I didn't have much in there. Right. Oh yeah, look, there's some coming out. All you need to do is you just go around the edge. Because of the way that this stuff's made, I don't know what it's made of, but as you can see, you can almost draw with it. And it tends to just go where you put it. It doesn't really spread, but it does level out within itself somehow. I have no idea how it happens, but it does, which makes it really easy to use, and it gives this lovely effect. The only thing I would say that you need to be very, very aware of when you're using crystal effects is if you stick your finger in it before it's dry, you will give yourself a fingerprint. that you will not be able to get off. So you must let it dry. Depends how thick, start that again. Dependent how thick you've done it, depends on how long it's going to take to dry. But I think I left this one, which, yeah, that's dry. How long did I leave that for? Maybe an hour, I think. Yeah, maybe about an hour. But I have done this one. I've done it a bit thicker, I've just realised, but that's all right, doesn't matter. I'll just leave it for a little bit longer. But what you need to be doing, while it's still wet like that, do it on your silicone mat so that it doesn't stick to a surface. Get some of the baker's twine that goes with the set, and then I just cut some off and just laid it on top of the crystal effects. All right, and then, where's my pokey tool gone? Can't find it. I'll use this one. This is as good as any. Move it into place, and the crystal effects actually acts like a glue, and if you tap it very gently, just tap that baker's twine gently, it will sink into the crystal effects, and then as the crystal effects dries, it holds it in place. It sort of dries around it almost, and it gives you that really good looking finish. Oops. There we go. All right, so you just need to leave that to dry now, and then once it's dry, it's going to be like this. You see? So you've got the bits hanging out. So let me just move that one out of the way. That can go and dry off over there. Right, so this is what I'm left with. So what I do rather, is just trim the ends so that you haven't got too much being folded underneath, because you don't want to make it too bulky, you see. But trim those ends off like that, turn it over, then grab some glue dots and your pokey tool again, and pop your glue dots either side where that string, or twine rather, where the baker's twine is going to be wrapped around. All right, so you've got 4 dots that you're popping on there at the minute. Now, if you just fold this baker's twine over, you are going to get the full thickness of the baker's twine. All right, I'm just going to stand up and show you, so make sure you can see. Can you see where I've put those dots? See them shining? Yeah? Right. I do not want that full thickness. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually using the end of my pokey tool. I'm just going to scrape to separate those threads. Oh, that one's a little bit long. Let me just trim that down a little bit more. Oops, and I've got a glue dot stuck to my thumb. So, can you see? See how I've separated those threads out? Just using the end of the pokey tool. It's like you're almost sort of combing the thread, if you like. But by doing that, you can now fold it over and, oops, can't do it standing up very well. There we go. You've just got the thickness of one of the threads almost, because where you folded it over, it's sort of spread out at the same time onto the glue dot. Clever, isn't it? And that is how you make sure you don't get too much bulk when you're using twines or ribbons. Come to that, you can do it with ribbon as well. If you've got a very thick ribbon, you can thin it out by doing that. Just spread out those fibres, and then when you fold it round, see, it's quite flat. Makes it much easier to use. Right, now to stick it onto the actual card itself, just some more glue dots. I'm going to go one at the top, one at the bottom, whoops, and then not on top of the baker's twine, but in the middle, if I can get it off my thumb. Because if I put it on top of the baker's twine, it's just more bulk being added in. So if I put it there, it's not so bulky, is it? And then I'm just going to, towards the bottom, in the middle, just pop it in place. All right, so there's my cake. Your candles, I'm not doing 10, promise. Candles are very simple. Part of this set is the party punch. Oops, the itty bitty party punch thingies. Where are they? I keep losing them. Right, there's a balloon. Where's the candle? There's the candle. Right, so to do your candle, just punch it out of the Melon bow, and then if you use your, where is it, Wink of Stella gold pen, just colour in the top of the candle, and there's your flame. There you go, easy peasy. I did actually, I'm going to try this. I got these the other day. These are the new Celebration freebies. We've got this lovely, look at that, gorgeous metallic washi tape. Now I don't know if this is going to work, but I thought I'd give it a go. I'm going to pop that on there. This might be a disaster, I don't know, but I thought if I stick that on there and then line up at the top of my flame, I hope you can see that. Can you see? And punch it out. Oh my gosh, it worked. Look. I've got candle flames. Oh, that's even easier than the Wink of Stella, isn't it? Just stick it on. Line it up in your punch. Can you see that? I can't go too close because it keeps blurring, doesn't it? But just line it up. Punch it out. Yay! I'm liking that. Right. Fine tip glue. Just stick on candles. There's one candle. There's another candle. Whoops, what's that one doing? Oh, that's another. Oh, hang on. Let's make sure I've got the washi ones. No, that's not a washi one. This is the washi one. This is the one I'm going to use. So just a very tiny bit of the fine tip glue on the back. Make sure you pop your pin in. And then using tweezers, I'm only going to put the one candle on for the moment because otherwise we'll be here forever, won't we? I'm just going to put that. Whoopsie daisy. I'm going to try and put that just in the middle at the top there. Oh, that's a bit wonky, isn't it? Never mind. There we go. That's about it, isn't it? There we are. Right, so there's a candle. And then, what else do we need to do? Oh, I know what we need to do. We've got panels to go on the back, haven't we? Well, that's very, very simple. You don't even need me to show you how to do that, I'm sure, because, where's our other one gone? There we go. All you're doing is just sticking the panels on. Whoops. And stamping some nice picture on it. What I will show you how to do though is how to make that lovely envelope box. Now, to do that, you will need your paper, measuring 7 3/4 inches by 7 3/4 inches, which is 19.8 centimetres. Get your envelope punch board, line it up at 2 7/8. Punch down and score. Then move it along to 3 3/4. Punch again. Then turn it 180 degrees, so all the way around. 2 7/8. Punch. And go along to 3 3/4. Whoops. Punch and score. Now you can go to the score line as you would with an envelope. So line it up on the score line and punch. Move it along to the next score line and punch. Same on the other side. Score line, punch and score. Whoops. Next score line, punch and score. All right. Move that, whoops, over there a minute. Oh, hang on, let's just round those edges off. Whoa! I just threw the flipping thing at myself then. God, that would have been fun, wouldn't it? Oh, dear me. Right, now what are we doing? Oh yes, we just need to snip up to the score line because we're making a box now, aren't we? So just up to your scoring lines and then just fold it. I wouldn't even bother burnishing it, to be honest. Why not? I don't know. I've got no idea. I think because well, because I can't be bothered. Oh, isn't that terrible? Oh, I just can't be bothered to do it. Oh dear. Right, okay, so we now have our envelope. Now, this is how I put it in. I'll use that one actually because that one's finished. So I just lay it on there. You have to be a bit careful with this. Get your glue. Put some glue on your tabs. Whoops. Oh, come on. Nope, that one's not coming out. There we go. Let's try this one. So a little bit of glue on the tabs. Just a bit. You could even use a glue dot, I suppose. Bit of glue on the tab. And then fold those sides in and fold the tabs around at the same time. Because what you're actually doing is you're using your card that you've just made as the support. A little bit more glue on the bottom there, just to be sure. And then a very thin line. And I mean a very thin line because what you don't want is for it to squidge out all over your card you've just spent ages putting together. So you can use your card as the shape to actually stick it together. Oops. There we go, like that. So you've got something to press onto to stick it all down. And then if you stand it up that way, give it a bit of a tap, let it stand there just for a few seconds. It doesn't take long. But that will actually stick your bottom together. And there you have it. I'm not going to stick it down, obviously, because my son needs to write in it. But that is your envelope box to go with your concertina card. And we're finished. Did you like that? Did you enjoy that? I do hope you did enjoy that. I know it's quite a long video, but it's a really cool card, isn't it? You must admit. I mean, look at that. Wouldn't you love to get that on your birthday? To have sitting in your room or on your lounge? I think it's fantastic. Well, I would say that. I made it, wouldn't I? Right, that's it from me then today. Everything that you need to create this lovely card yourself, you will find in the links at the bottom of the blog post, which goes with this video, which as always is going to be linked underneath. When you click the link, it will take you to Sasha's blog, not to my blog, I will tell you. But while you're there, have a good look round and you can see all the other bits and pieces that are there. All right. Do hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again for joining me. And if I can help in any way or if you need anything, just drop me a line. to lee@thecraftyspark.co.uk. Take care. Bye.